Well, hello again, and welcome to Chapter 9, and also a quiz coming up, or available now, for Chapter 6, 7, and 8. This is a multiple choice, not multiple choice, I'm sorry. This is a true false test. 15 questions worth 2 points each, a total of 30 points. You have a full hour to complete the test, but you do only get one shot at it, so make it your best. Well, I thought I'd opt for a little change of scenery here, so we're sitting with our back to the fireplace instead of with the fireplace to our back, if that makes sense. Chapter 9, Fundamentals of Leadership. Here we're going to deal with an interesting question. If leadership is so important to management effectiveness, how come there is such poor display of leadership by the majority of people in management positions? We can put this down to a lot of things. Hopefully, a lot of it can be cured by simply imparting knowledge, but a lot of it has to do with character as well. We start with a description of the characteristics and skills that are related to management effectiveness. These include trait theory, superior intelligence, emotional maturity, motivation drive, problem-solving skills, managerial skills, and leadership skills. In the next topic, the textbook takes up one of the older themes in management theory, the question of what motivates employees. Is it theory X or theory Y? Theory X, the old theory, is that people are lazy inherently, won't do anything unless they're watched, and have to be constantly supervised and pushed to do their work. Theory Y is quite the opposite, that the average employee knows what to do, wants to be left alone to do it, and doesn't need a whole lot of pushing and prodding, and in fact will in most cases exert a certain amount of self-leadership. This is an ongoing controversy, not controversy, but dichotomy is the proper word. There are both kinds of employees, obviously, and different management approaches are going to yield different results. We're asked next in part 3 to distinguish between 4 styles of leadership. There are numerous theories on what the qualities of leadership are and the different styles. We're currently looking at one in our Wednesday class or Thursday class dealing with styles of leadership, where there are 6. Just the same, this is a pretty good examination of the issue. In section 4, we're going to look at the issue of self-leadership. One of my favorite sayings is, great leaders are hard to find, so in the meanwhile, I'm following myself. The basic rules of behavior are included here, and in the next part, we turn to topic 5, 2 major dimensions of leadership: concern for people and concern for the work. In section 6, we distinguish among the contingency approaches, and we deal with Fiedler's model, charismatic leadership, and transformational leadership. All fairly interesting ideas. It's a fairly lengthy section and deals with some of the more current approaches to leadership. And finally, we turn to challenges of leaders in the next decade. Leaders must be kinder, gentler, more empathetic, and show genuine interest in the lives of the people working for them and with them. Leadership support teams have become very important in this regard. In section 8, we deal with a very important issue of how to identify and develop leaders and dealing with high potential employees who may have bad work habits. I was asked once, how do I recognize my leader? How do I recognize out of a group? Let me tell you, you're not going to be able to see who the leader is by looking. You might have a couple of guesses by listening, but here's the real test. Leadership means carrying the baton. And if you hold up the baton, the first person who grabs it, that's your leader. All right? In other words, leadership is initiative. And if you are looking for people to form leadership cells within your organization, within your work structure, you're looking for that person who shows the initiative. will step out in front and will actually lead. How do you know you're a leader? Look behind you, and there are people following. And finally, in the last section, we look at job function and how to get ahead in your career. And this is going to deal a little bit with personal leadership development skills and so forth. I'm going to pose a couple of very brief questions about Chapter 9 for you to write about. Right now, your focus should be on taking the quiz and completing it successfully. I hope you find it readable, understandable, and the answers are easy and obvious in most cases. Probably they won't be, but that's okay because we have initiative. Looking forward to seeing you next week when we take up Chapter 10.